So hello, everybody. Welcome to Young Family Tai Chi here in the Seattle area. I'm Hilke. I'm substituting for Rita Tan, and we are doing the Young Family long form in section 1. And we have just learned Parry, Block, and Punch last week. We're going to review that today, and we're going to go on to a parent closing up today. So I thought what we would do is start today by warming up our bodies with what we already know, and then move on from there, if that works for everybody. We good? All right, sounds good. All right. So let's think of those Tai Chi principles as we get into prepare. Feeling very well grounded. I don't know if Rita has said this frequently, but one thing she said, more than a year ago was just sort of feel like you've almost screwed your feet right into the floor. You know, you're just there, yet you are relaxed. And the top of your head rises up, your spirit rises up, and your shoulders and the rest of your body are simultaneously hanging, sort of hanging from your head area, from your neck area. Little weights on the end of your fingers. Most important, you're relaxed, extended, erect, and comfortable. Very balanced. This is prepare. Opening, we rotate our arms and they float up to shoulder height. Little wave at the top, and then like pushing a ball through water until you can't push anymore. Left ward off, shifting left, turning out to the right, all our weight to the right, and sit. Close our arms and step, as if now there is a large bird on your left arm, and you've just stroked its tail, and you're holding that tail down by your hip. Right ward off, shifting right, turning right, all our weight to the left. Grab, pull with that left hand, close our arms and step. Little bird on that bottom arm, that right arm, and as it rises, you can pet its tail. Rotating your arms and turning to the right for rollback, and swinging those arms left all the way to the other corner, then reeling your arms in close to your body and expanding out for press. Unreeling your arms and coming back over a ball for push. Up the diagonal as you push and move forward. Single whip, shifting back, hands flatten, pull with that left arm, throw someone to the corner, shift back to the right, make your hook, standing ward off with that left hand, deflect and strike. Shifting right, turning to the right, all your weight to the left. For raise hands and step forward. Those arms circle, heel touch, empty step with the right foot. Arms rotate, pull down, weight shifting back, arms circle, step with that right foot to the corner, shift your weight, right arm up, left arm down. Left brush knee, arms rotate, swing, step, polish the table with that left hand, right hand to shoulder, and strike the knee. Hand strums the lute, weight moving forward, pushing back with that ball of your foot, heel touch, empty step, strum that lute. And another brush knee, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Right brush knee, Left foot, left arm rising as your weight and your left foot comes back a little and your arms come to center. Stand on the left foot, swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Coming up on the right side for another left brush knee. Swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Another hand strums the lute. Give way, push with the ball of the foot, arms coming back and strum the lute, heel touch. And one final brush knee. Swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Parry, block, and punch. Arm comes up as if you're doing a right brush knee. Arms come to center, foot goes out. Arms go down, make that fist. Step right, one line, two sides. Stand on the right foot, turn to the right, left foot for a bow step, and punch. I'm going to put you folks on gallery view. Let me make sure. I want to make sure of one thing here, that I've got, that I am spotlit. Yes, there we go. I'm hoping that's going to work. If by any chance, because we started the recording when not everybody was here earlier, I just want to make sure people aren't shown on the video. But if you are, I will cut it out. So I'll tell Mike that I can edit it, so I can make sure that works. So anyway, so how are we doing on this? Let me just put you folks back where I can see you. What are we, how is, any questions about what we have so far? We're going to go over Parry, block, and punch again, and but we can go over anything else as well, and then go on, as I said, to apparent closing up. So any questions? No? Okay, well then I suggest that what we do is we go right to Parry, block, and punch, and we just review it, and then everybody sort of a practice review, and then the different parts of it, and then let me watch you folks do it, and then maybe I can give the group of some feedback. So if that works. I'm definitely interruptible, by the way, so if at any point you can't hear me or see me or anything's going on, just shout out. That works for me. So see how that works. I'm going to turn my back to you, and why don't we get in a left bow step, and in fact, why don't we get in a left brush knee, because that's where we would end. And why don't we emphasize the footwork, but to the extent that you're already comfortable, you can either just do the footwork or you can do the whole move of parry, block, and punch. So emphasizing the footwork for parry, block, and punch, we're gonna shift our weight back from the whole foot just to put the weight in the heel of the front left foot. Then we're gonna pivot on that foot to the left corner. Then we're gonna go stand in the corner, our hips are gonna come with us. At the same time, we're bringing our right foot through. It's going to be one line, two sides, and aimed. So you're on the heel, but that toe is aimed towards the corner. Then we're going to go stand on that. Then we're going to take our bow step forward, heel, ball, toe, bend knee. Let's do that again. Be good practice for us. So here we are on a left bow step. parry, block, and punch. We're going to bring the weight to the front left heel and then out as our hands come to center. We're putting that foot out to the corner. Then arms circling down for a swing step, making that fist, but our other foot comes through one line, two sides towards the corner. Then we move, continue forward, stand on that foot into a bow step and punch. Now, just to make it even more interesting, let's go this direction. I don't know how much room everybody has, but if you can get yourself so that you can put your shoulders next to mine, here we are. And we'll go in this direction together and do the same thing. But what I really want to emphasize this time is actually the connection between the upper body, this torso area right here, and what we're doing. So we'll emphasize that. So as we come back and our foot turns out, our torso is almost still, it's moving a little to the left, but it's not, it's just sort of a natural movement. Then it's going to move all the way to the corner as we step through, swing step. Then it's going to come all the way back, facing in front of us as we have switched our weight. And then we're going to turn all the way to the corner as we're getting ready to punch. That's it's sort of like a swing step, except instead of a swing step, it's a make a fist step. And then as we punch through, we're going to bend the knee and look where our chest is. Our chest is forward. So let's do that again, going back the other way. So here we are in a left brush knee. We're going to come up with that hand. The left foot's going to go out, and you're just going to you're not going to make any conscious turn of your upper torso. Then we're going to take our whole body, including the torso, into stand in the corner and keep it there in the corner while this foot of ours is going one line, two sides, and pointing in exactly the opposite direction. Well, not quite the opposite direction, but our torso is pointed this direction, and that direction is where our toe is pointed. Then we go stand on it, but now our torso is towards the direction we're moving in, that forward direction. And then our torso goes all the way over to point in the direction our right foot is pointing. And then it comes back. And that turn of our body, when it comes back, is what helps to propel our hand and our punch. So let's do those again, and we'll help with that coordination. So we're going to go back the other way. Just go back and forth here. So here we go, parry, block, and punch. Torso is pretty straight, and it starts turning a little bit to the left. As our arms swing down, you go, and it goes to the corner. Then as you come forward and through, it goes forward. Then it goes to the right, and then it comes back to center. And all of those turns help your arms move. Every one of those turns of this part of your body helps your arm move, right? So we'll do one more time. So here we are. And parry, block, and punch. Torso is starting to turn a little to the left. It's way to the left, and then it comes back to center, and then it goes way to the right, and then it comes back to center. So the reason I'm going through this is because I happen to know both of you, I was watching you last time, have had this before. So I thought I'd just add that little one in there. So any questions about that? Because it actually can help you get a nice amount of, I don't know, a really nice movement, agility in your body there. So yeah, Judith.
I liked last week when Rita said that it's really Parry block punch. That it's like Fair Lady later. It's got 2 steps.
Yes, yes.
Kind of a figure-8 twist.
It does. It does. It absolutely does. And that figure-8 twist is coming from these body turns. The turn here, and then you come back center, and then you turn here. Right. And that's where that parry is coming from. That's right. You're absolutely right. You're completely right. So here we go. Here we go. As she said, here comes the first parry. Here comes the first parry. That was the first parry. And now I'm going to connect with the person right here. And here's the second parry. Watch my turn. That's what powers that parry. And then I turn back and power the punch. So it's really nice that way. That these see, here's the turn. This first parry is right here. You're going to connect at the center and just guide that person's arm over there. Then there's somebody else coming at you. You're going to connect here and guide that person's arm over there. And then you're going to punch. Yep. And I really liked your question last week, Judith, when you mentioned that about that extra step, because we don't do that very often, do we?
No, I am taking part 3 also simultaneously, and I'm struck by how much this movement has in common with Fair Lady. And it has, again, when you think about an opponent, who are you fighting? There's one and then another. And that's not true in most of the movements.
It isn't, although sometimes it's true in a few of them. Yeah, so we could go into some of that at some point. Yeah, I mean, it's true, particularly true in single whip. You've got opponents on 2 sides, for example. That's part of what happens there. So
yes, I see.
Right, you see what I'm saying? You see, because you take an opponent over here, or here. I'll do it this way. You take an opponent over here, you grab them, and you've got a hand behind them, and you throw them over here. You get rid of that opponent. And then you can come back and get somebody over here. Actually, it's potentially the same opponent, because I can grab this guy, but what if he doesn't come with me? Supposing I only get this far, like I'm supposed to throw him all the way in the corner and he goes flying, right? But instead of going flying, he resists me, right? And I just wasn't good enough to get him very far, but maybe I get him this far. Then I could just come snap back right into him, right? Pull him into me and then snap back. So it's the same opponent, but it's 2 very different moves with the opponent. But you're right. This is different. This is 2 actual opponents. So nice, Judith.
I like that feeling.
I like that feeling too. Yeah. So how about we do? So let me see you do parry, block, and punch. You have a little bit more time on parry, block, and punch if you want. So at your own pace. Okay, so let me stop you all for just a second. So make sure we're starting in the right place. So you've just done a left brush knee. So your right hand is up and your left hand is down when you start. Okay, go. And your left foot is forward. Okay, looks good. All right, just a couple tips. So if you can watch while I'm doing, I'll do it from a couple of directions. So one thing that Rita said last week, his arms come down, right? Swing step. Then this left hand comes to your shoulder, towards your shoulder. They both come back. You could just think that it's following this other hand, but it doesn't actually come it comes past your shoulder further. So don't leave that hand behind. Make sure that hand comes up here. Then that's on its way to the block. It's been hidden, Judith, from your opponent. Think of that. You want to hide it from your opponent. So I always have to figure out where we are by doing left brush knee. So right hand forward. This is your right hand, the one that I've got colored. So then up, out, and pull down, make a fist. And here's a tip. If you opened your fingers right now, the fingers would point to your middle forearm, just like in brush knee. And by the way, your palm is down, just like in brush knee, except you've made a fist. Okay? Your palm is down. Then watch that left hand. It comes forward, Stand on the forward foot and look where it's ready to go. Nice.
No.
Yeah. Here, let's do it this way. We'll concentrate on that. Well, here, Matt, sorry. Maybe you can see it better this way. Sorry, I keep moving around. So here we are, right hands forward. Coming up, center. Now we're going to swing those arms down. Swing step, one line, two sides. Now left hand is going to come towards our shoulder, and then we just keep going. Turn your body to the corner as you step, and that your shoulders turn with you, right? That helps to push that hand out. And then you turn back. And look where my left hand ends up. It ends up right here. Yeah, it's standing up. It's standing up. Your fingers, yeah, your fingers are right towards the ceiling. Right. Right. So unless you have it braced in some way or something, that's the way you're going to have it, right? Is up here. If you have the flexibility, and if you don't, you just do the best you can, right? That's the way that goes. Yeah. So let's try that again. Let's try it one more time. So here we are at the end of left brush knee. Our right hand has struck out, and left hand rises. They both come in. That's really our starting position. Then swing them down, make a fist, step, and then forward. Don't forget this left hand, and turn, step, and punch. Looking much better. Yeah, you know, this is almost like single whip. It occurs all over the form. I don't remember how many times, but whether it's 8 or 9 or 5, but it's a lot of times. I should count. It's really good. Any other questions? Well, shall we go on? And then we can always come back if we have more time. So the very first thing I ever tried to teach was a parent close-up. I was in a teacher training class. So it's like old home week for me. So anyway, let me show you a parent close-up. And I know that you folks that are here tonight have had this before, I'm pretty sure. So a parent close-up looks like this. You're at the end of parry, block, and punch, and your right hand gives way, and then your arms cross in this funky way, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. So you might ask what that meaning is. So show it to you from here. So somebody comes, since we've been talking kind of martial arts related, and I know some of you like that. So somebody comes and they grab you. They grab that arm. And so the best thing in Tai Chi, actually, one of the best things in Tai Chi is that, number one, you want to get away and make it hard for them. But on the other hand, you don't pull against them. So if they're going to try to get your arm, maybe you move your arm into them, actually. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to turn our shoulders just a little bit, turning a little to the left, and let that go in. But while we do that, we flatten this left hand, and then both of them turn up and cross. So I'm going to show you that here. It goes forward. You can't see the turn now as easily, but my shoulders are turning a little. Do you see that? They're turning to the left a little bit. Turning to the left a little, this flattens. Then both arms rotate. Both forearms rotate. What's happening with my right hand? Somebody's got my wrist, but I'm rotating it. It's making it very hard for them to hold on, probably hurting their arm. So over here. So giving way, rotating and crossing our arms, and opening this hand. Why? Because we're going to suddenly pull back and wipe them off our arm. Then while they're close to us, because they came towards us when we pulled them back, we get into push and we push them forward. So this is a great move. Great move. And there's more to tell you later about that. But let's go through the footwork, because it's really hard footwork, right? You're in this left bow stance and you're like this. Here's the footwork. You're going to come back, you're going to shift back, and then you're going to shift forward. So after parry, block, and punch, this is also kind of unusual, right? You're going to shift back and you're going to shift forward, right? That's the footwork. You want to see it from another angle? There you go. It's a bow step. You're going to shift back and you're going to shift forward. There is something to say, though. In a nice bow stance, you see how this line goes right down? There's like, you could put a stick down my back, down to my heel, right? So I'm not like this, and I'm not like this. I'm in this nice line. And watch what happens. The top part of me stays pretty much in that line when I go back. You see that? I just bend this knee and I straighten this one, not completely, but the top part of me doesn't like do this or anything like that. It just kind of stays there. All right, so that's the footwork. Just a simple shift. So that was easy, right? I should have a that was easy button, right? That was easy. So so how about these arms? So the arms are, you're like this, and I realize this is backwards. First, your shoulders give, your torso turns just a little bit to the left. And when it does, your right arm goes forward a little bit and your left arm goes out a little. So it looks kind of like that, right? Then they both rotate and cross. And the right hand opens. This is called a shuttle. This should remind you of what you're learning in third section, right? It comes right under the upper arm.
Thank you for saying that, because I've been having dreams about shuttles. I see
There you go.
where I
Shoot that
go.
shuttle right under there. Okay. And then what you're going to do after it's under there is you're going to turn your body to the right as you shift back, and you're going to standing word off with the other hand. So I think actually it's going to be easier to see it from here. So I give way, and there's this little turn of my upper body. Then both arms rotate and cross as I turn back. They're both palm up now. And right at the end, the right hand opens. Then I realize I'm going to turn away from you now, but you're going to be able to see this left arm. The left arm does a standing ward off. Remember, you did that in single whip. That means it goes up like this, right? Like a windshield wiper. Windshield wiper as I go back. And as I go back, I end up, guess where my fingers are pointing, right? So here's what you've got. You are here. What happens? You give way, you yield. You do that most easily by just letting your shoulders turn just a little bit, right? And you flatten that left hand. Then they both rotate and come back, but when you come back, you shuttle. You throw the shuttlecock right under that arm, and you open this hand at the end when you finish. Then as you go back, as you shift back, you wipe, literally, you should feel your arm go past it so that it's, you can't see it, but it's over here. I'll show it to you from the front in a minute. And then you turn back square. When you turn back square, you rotate your arms, your forearms again, and you sit your hands. And then you come forward and push. So from the other side, we can do it together. We're going to have a little turn to the left. That left hand flattens. Both hands are going to rotate up, cross, and become open. That's that shuttle. Then we're going to shift back, bending that back knee and turning to the corner. So you're going to turn your upper body to the corner. Then you're going to turn your upper body back to the front. And when you do, you rotate your arms into push right in front of you, and you push forward. That's it. Let's do it again. So here we are at the end of Parry block and punch. We're gonna little turn to the left, give way with that right hand and flatten the left. Turn our palms up and cross, open the hand. Shift back, wipe off. Turn our upper body, get ready to push and push. One more time. All right, we're gonna shift left, I'm sorry, not shift left. We're not moving our feet, we're just turning our shoulders and letting that hand give way. Left hand flattens, turn both palm up and cross, open the right hand. Now shift back, wipe off. Turn back, thumbs to the inside and push up. When you push up, you're pushing so that your palms are almost, I don't know, your palms are like right here, you know, kind of about that height. So, or the top of your palms or the top of your shoulders, something like that. If your hands are like this. It's pretty natural. It's as if you were pushing a car, you know. How would you do it? You know, you want to feel that push. Feel that push when you're pushing. So that's apparent closing up. So let's do it a couple more times, because my rule is to try to practice each move at least 10 times, because that way, if it's the first time you're doing it or you're working on something, you really get practice on that piece that you're working on. So let's go in this direction where maybe we'll see something different. The right hand is in a punch. The left hand is standing about a fist distance away. And we're going to turn our shoulders a little bit to the left and give way. Then we're going to rotate our hands and cross them, shuttling under, opening the right hand, then back. Then get ready to push as you turn square and push. One more time, just talking about the turns. Turn left. Turn right, rotate, shuttle cross, open. Turn way far right. Close, turn square and push. I have a better call. Let's try it one more time. We're gonna turn a little left. We're gonna turn back to center. Open the hand. Then turn way to the corner as we come back. Then turn all the way back to center as we're back. Then push forward, center to center. Lots of upper body tips on that one. Looking good. Looking good. All right. So I want to tell you something else. Since Judith, you were interested in what these movements mean, right? Why is it called apparent closing up? Well, some people say that because you have all these X's in here, things crossing, it's like putting a big X on the door. In fact, I've heard Master Yang say that. But I have also heard Master Yang say, I am closing them off from my center. They can't get to my center, right? So what does that mean? If I said it's an earthquake here, you'd all go like this, right? And when, you know, like you bend down, you get in what is really like a Tai Chi position. You probably wouldn't stand like this, earthquake, you know. You'd put your feet out, but you probably would get your feet more like this, right? Or more like this, right? If it was really, most people go into something like a bow stance when they need stability. That's true of a bow stance, because it turns out, quick lesson, the bow stance is very good this way. It's pretty good this way. It's very good that way, and it's pretty good this way, right? Like if somebody pulls me, I can resist, or if the earth moves. Where is it weak? It's weak here, right? It's like empty space. And there's another one back here, right? So it gets, out of all the straights and the diagonals, there's two of the diagonals that are problematic. So what happens? I punched and I missed. Somebody takes this arm. Look where my empty space is. They could lift it over here. It would take my balance. They could take it over here. It would take my balance. They could shove it in like this. It would take my balance if I let them, right? Ah, but I'm smart. I've done this. They go for my arm. I give way. They're not expecting that. I give way, and when I do, I get ready to cross my arms, and then they can't hold on much longer. And then I give them something to hold. Here, have this arm. They go, oh, thank goodness, I've got that arm. But what side is it on? It's on my strong side. They take this somewhere. They have to go a lot further to cause me trouble. So that's what Master Yang means when he says, I close off my center. They're trying to get my balance, to get control of my center. And I'm smarter than that. I switch them from one side to the other. So that's what's happening. So it's a very fun move in what it is. So we should practice everything, don't you think? And then I'm going to be with you this week and next. So I thought next week we go through cross hands and review anything else. And then really just start checking in on all the moves. Like where can we make some little improvements here and there? Does that work for you folks? Okay, good. Any questions before we get into a little more practice? Yeah, right.
After Parry block and punch, you said you just shift your weight back, but you don't do anything else.
So Parry block and punch leaves us here, right? Watch my footwork. I give way, but I don't shift my weight. I come back here, but I don't. I mean, I'm moving my upper body, but I'm not, you don't see my lower body really doing much, right? So upper body, wait, see, we're here. Upper body, right? But then I shift back, and then I stay back, and then I shift forward. Okay? So let's do that one more time with the shifts. So there's a turn back, a shift and turn, stay back, turn, come forward. Okay? Done this way. Little turn to the left, turn back to center. Come back and turn to the corner. Stay back, turn square, and push forward and shift forward.
I do have a
Yeah.
question. So my left hand here, can you help me for a minute? So I end Parry block and punch, and my left hand is sitting up next to my right bicep.
Or middle forearm. Middle forearm, yeah.
Okay. But then I shift my weight back. Does my hand simply rotate and then shuttle?
Okay, so I'm gonna get real close. So let's see, we're like this.
Yeah.
We're like this. So you see? Okay, so first thing, it does this.
Gotta separate first. Okay.
Okay, and what is that? That's just the turning of my shoulders and allowing it does open a little. You see, it opens a little, but so it does this, and then they rotate, both of them, and shuttles.
No,
And then it comes back here, here, and here.
Yep.
See? Yeah, it's a hard one. It has lots of little pieces to it. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And the shuttle movement, I think JP said, was like scraping your opponent off. it's like Like-
it can, especially this one, yes, but yes, it can be, depending on where your opponent is relative to you. Yes, yes. And JP knows what he's talking about, so trust JP for sure. I'm going to show it to you from this side too, just in case that helps. I guess there's a lot you can't see. There you go. And then watch. So there's a scrape that way too.
Right.
Yeah, it takes a while. This one, when I first learned it, I was like 3 weeks trying to figure this one out. It's got a lot. Let's do everything we know. I'm just going to call key points. I'm not going to call everything. Prepare. Opening. Floating up. Pushing down. Left ward off, shifting left, turning right. All the way to the right, sit down, close our arms and step. That big bird, stroke its tail. Shift right, turn right. All our weight to the left, grabbing and pulling. Close, step, small bird to pet its tail. Roll back, torso right, torso way left as you come back. And reeling our arms in for press, expanding out. Arms opening, coming back over a ball for push. Up the diagonal. Single whip, shifting back, hands flat and grab with that left hand, follow with the right, throw to the corner, pulling back, pushing down at the chest, make a hook. Standing ward off, deflect, strike. Raise hands and step forward, moving right, turning right. Shifting all our weight left, circling those arms back and forward. Turning those arms, pulling down, circling all our weight to the right foot. Right arm up, left arm down for white crane. Rotate those arms and swing. Step. Polish the table and strike. Hand strums the lute. Stand on the left foot, give way, step back into that empty stance. Sorry, I just screwed up the footwork. And another left brush knee. Right brush knee. Left hand rises, left foot to the corner, hands to center, and swing, step. Polish the table and strike. Left brush knee, right hand rises, right foot goes out to the corner. Stand on the right foot in the corner and swing, step, polish the table and strike. Hand strums the lute, stand on that left foot, shake hands, bring the back foot in and shift back, turning to the corner, heel touch, strum the lute. And one last left brush knee, swing, step, polish the table and strike. Parry, block and punch. Shift that weight a little bit back. Left hand rises just like before, hands to center, but now the arms swing down. Make that fist. Step one line, two sides. Stand on the right foot. Don't forget that left arm. It had to come to the shoulder and then go out, and right punches. A parent closing up. A little left hand turn, that right hand yields. Left hand flattens. They both rotate and you shuttle. Right opens and back you come, wiping them off, turning to center and push as you come forward. All right, are we good and tired? Lorraine, you must be exhausted. Lorraine was in class with me earlier today. We were doing kicks. Oh my gosh, for like almost an hour. I let everybody go 10 minutes early. We were doing kicks almost the whole time. Any last questions? I guess not. I see smiles, so I'll take that. All right. Thank you, everybody.